The human body is one of the world's most fascinating machines. How the human body works tends to be a mystery to most people. On this episode of 60 Minutes, we'll be visiting Danvers, a small suburban town located just outside of Boston, to increase our knowledge on how the human body truly works. The heart is a vitally important organ. The heart is made up of strong muscle tissue and is protected by the rib cage. The heart is about the size of your fist. It is slightly to the left of your chest. Blood vessels are the highway of the body. They allow blood to flow quickly and efficiently from the heart to every region of the body and back. In February of 2012, Danvers lost one of its most well-known citizens. Michael Milton passed away of leukemia, which is a cancer of the blood or bone marrow, characterized by an increase of immature white blood cells called blasts. Other diseases, such as sickle cell, is characterized by red blood cells that assume a rigid, abnormal, sickle shape. And then we have anemia. Anemia is a decrease in number of red blood cells, or a less than quantity of hemoglobin in the blood. These are all diseases of the cardiovascular system. Becca Horn, a junior at Danvers High School, has suffered from heart problems her entire life.
Through constant doctor visits, I've come to pick up on things like the difference between veins, venules, arteries, arterioles, and capillaries. Arteries are blood vessels that carry blood away from the heart. This blood is usually highly oxygenated, having just left the lungs and on its way to the body's tissues. Venules are small vessels that connect to capillaries. They also connect to veins. They drop off blood in the veins to be transported back to the heart. Capillaries can be found running through every tissue of the body and connect arterioles to venules. Venules are small vessels that connect to capillaries. They also connect to veins. They drop off blood in the veins to be transported back to the heart.
The skeletal system is much like a warehouse. It provides framework and support for the body, as well as shape and structure. It also shields our internal organs and protects them when traumatized.
Blood cell production is next, as bone marrow produces new blood cells and repairs damaged ones. The skeletal system also provides us with movement, thanks to muscle connection.
The bones store minerals and are the major organ of the skeletal system. Without them, our body wouldn't be able to function properly.
Our bones are 6 times stronger than steel. We have 206, and 52 alone make up the feet.
Often, bone is confused with cartilage.
Cartilage is more lighter and flexible than bone, which is why ears can be bent the way they can. Our skeletal system may help us function, but it also has its flaws as well.
One of the many diseases of the skeletal system is kypnosis. Kypnosis is a rounding in the upper middle part of your spine. And then we have arthritis. Arthritis is an inflammation or swelling of a joint. Then we have a bone tumor. A bone tumor is an abnormal growth of cells, which may or may not be cancerous. These diseases could be drastic and change your life forever. A person at rest usually takes about 12 to 15 breaths a minute. Therefore, the respiratory system is one of the most important systems in your body. The respiratory system consists of your trachea, your bronchi, your bronchioles, your alveoles, your diaphragm, and your lungs. And now our interns, John Long and Becca Horn, are here to explain to us more about the respiratory system.
The 6 parts of the respiratory system is what allows blood to become oxygenated. The trachea allows the pharynx and larynx to be connected and is a passage of air. The bronchi is a passage of air that leads to the lungs. And the bronchioles is a passage of air through the nose and mouth. Now, Johnny, what is the alveoli, lungs, and diaphragm?
Great question, Becca. The pulmonary alveoli are the terminal ends of the respiratory tree. The lungs are air sacs that bring oxygen from the atmosphere into the bloodstream and release carbon dioxide. Finally, the diaphragm is part of the thoracic cavity that brings oxygen into the lungs. Now, Becca, do you have some more interesting facts for us?
I do. In fact, the right lung is slightly larger than the left. As well, the highest recorded sneeze speed is 165 kilometers per hour. As well, the hairs in the nose we breathe cleans the air. And the average surface area of the lungs is as large as a tennis court. Now, Johnny, even though there are some interesting facts, there are some diseases as well.
You are correct, Becca. Asthma is an inflammation in the lungs. We also have lung cancer, which is an abnormal growth of lung cells. Lastly, we have bronchitis, which happens that a mucous membrane in the bronchial passage becomes inflamed.
Thank you, Johnny and Becca. That was a very interesting segment. And we'll be back after a few messages.
Tired of waste buildup in your body? Tired of toxins getting built up in your body? Try using the urinary system. This awesome system stores and eliminates waste just like that. It is composed of the bladder, which collects urine, the kidneys, which puts waste into the bladder, the ureter, which connects the kidneys to the bladder, and also the urethra, which connects the bladder to the genitals. Even though the male and female urinary systems are different, such as the males having a longer urethra and more of a chance of urinary infections in women, both these systems have very interesting facts. Here's some interesting facts on the urinary system. It can hold up to 400 milliliters of water at one time. Also, the kidneys filter your blood up to 400 times just in one day. If one kidney fails, the other grows by 50% to make up for the other one. It works twice as hard, so you don't have to. Also, kidneys will filter up to 100 million gallons of water in your lifetime. Wow. Lastly, the urine in your system can help boost your immune system. Interesting.
On this episode of 60 Minutes, we took you all around the body and back. Thank you for watching. We hope we increase your knowledge on how to live a longer, healthier life. Tune in next week for the next episode of 60 Minutes.